Well, hello and welcome to the garden on a rainy day. um, what to say about today? Well, it's been raining for like 3 days now, and the ground is getting saturated. It wasn't fun walking over here, just gosh, I'm covered in mud. Um, so, there are some special challenges when you're dealing with the rain in a garden, and I just want to try to talk about a few of them today. While I have a slight break in the rain, it's starting up again. But one of the things I want to talk about is some earthwork stuff I've been doing recently. I may only be able to show so much here with the rain picking back up, but um, I've been talking about it a little bit on my Instagram page lately in the stories section. But I want to try to show y'all real quick some of the stuff that I do here and why I do it. Hopefully I don't ruin my phone and everything for this. Also, very sad moment here. I came out this morning to assess the damage of things and found that my wax myrtle has broken. I was going to make the whole video about this, but oh gosh, that was such a nice branch, and I don't 100% see why it broke, but you gotta cut it off and move on, I guess. So I'll be dealing with that at some point. I don't know if I'm gonna get to it today, but that's why I leave multiple branches here. To quickly talk about the earthworks, because I don't have a ton of time before I start running a high risk of messing up the phone and stuff. So one of the big challenges that I've had is with the greenhouse holding a little too much water inside of the greenhouse. So what'll happen is it'll rain, and then the rain will come up through the floor of the greenhouse because it's basically an astroturf in here that sits right on top of the ground, and I wanted to prevent that. So one of the things that I did last year was I came over here and I dug out this swale here next to the greenhouse, and I'm going to walk through it, even though I don't particularly love this on my feet. But this here wraps around the greenhouse into that direction and just creates a lower area where the water can really seep down out of the greenhouse, for one. And then if it's not a lot of rain, it's a good thing because it fills this area, seeps down into the ground, and feeds all of the things here. The rose, the tree on the other side. I've got lots of things planted on either side of this little path, and this is really good for keeping them watered. On the downside, if it rains a lot, then this area is unwalkable, well, with shoes anyways. I can go barefoot on it. But I tend to avoid the garden paths and things like this for a few days whenever it has been raining. So it's not super critical. I kind of like to pave it with some natural stone, but don't know when I'll get around to that because I don't like spending money on the garden besides buying plants. So buying a bunch of stone just doesn't work with my brain very well. But that is one of the earthworks things that I've been doing in recent years, and you can see, like I said, the standing water over there, and that has worked out pretty well. I mean, it does get a little bit wet in here, but it drains quickly. Let me see if I can aim down a little and show you. So earlier today, I came out here to record my Instagram stories, and it was really visible. You had a good literal inch of water, but now if you step, you can see the water in some places, but it used to be much, much worse. The water would stand here for basically for at least a full day. Let's see if I can. Woo. So the water would basically stay in here for at least a day, and it would be real difficult to work and walk in here for a while. But like I said, after digging that trench, it has been much more manageable. The water sinks into the ground, and it's usually fairly easy to deal with. And like I said, it had the unintended consequences, but should have been obvious, of really increasing the ability of things to grow around the greenhouse, whereas before it was a little bit on the dry side, and not a whole lot really wanted to grow out there. Another area that I've been working on the last couple years is this channel that goes back underneath the weeping willow and essentially travels along the fence here and out to the road over there. So recently I've been doing a little bit of adjustment here on this. I started digging this little temporary pond out over here. I didn't get very far before I got too tired the other day, but I started digging this out and throwing the soil over there and moving it around the yard because I want to kind of slow down how quickly the water moves out here. You can see it's definitely there's a lot of water that sits in here and sinks down, and like I said, the original intent was to get the water out of the yard, because when I first moved here I was frightened by just how much water would be sitting in the yard. I just realized I didn't really show this very well, so I was frightened by how much water would sit in the back corner of the yard in the low spot. But like I said, over the last, year and a half or so, I've started to realize how important it is to let this water slow down on its way out, and that in turn feeds the wax myrtles. They've got a volunteer elm tree here, among other things. Oh, this lightning is just fun, isn't it? I don't hear anything hitting the ground, so I'm trying to chill about it. But the original purpose was, what's the word I'm looking for here? Succeeded? Succession? I'm not sure. It was its place was taken by realizing that, it's not just about getting the water out of the garden, it's also about keeping it in the garden to some degree, because that will ultimately feed these plants over a longer period than just hand watering with a hose can. So I've been working a little bit on increasing the capacity of things like this, and then I've also got a project going up front right now, but I don't know if I want to get up over there with the phone right now. I just wanted to kind of get on here and do some kind of a video today, and since it's raining, I've been really wanting to do a rain video and talk about just getting out into your garden and seeing what the ground is doing, what kind of areas are like this and have a lot of standing water, and what kind of areas are a little bit higher. Some plants are really going to need to be planted on high spots, and some plants don't mind being put in the low spots. All your native, wetland type plants, the wax myrtles, the elderberries, the willows and things, are going to do one thing, and everybody else is going to do another. So it's always been a very big thing for me to come out during the rain and just walk around and see where the water's pooling and collecting and where it might need to be moved from one place to another. And over the years, as I've gotten more into native plants, I've realized, you actually can garden with this water and not just try to funnel it all out of the garden and, get rid of it. It's actually very useful if you use the right plants. I'm looking at a little bit of damage. I call it damage because I don't know what else to say about it right now, but some holes eaten in the leaves of this dogwood. I don't know which butterflies and moths host on dogwood, so very interesting. I don't know if this is a butterfly or if it's a beetle or something. Oh my gosh, okay, I guess I should probably not let my phone sit out in this rain for too long. I'm pushing it. I know a lot of electronics are very water resistant these days, so maybe I'm kind of panicking over nothing here, but definitely want to kind of limit the time. I don't know how the microphone does and the tripod does and all that, but this is Saturday in mid to late May. I'm sorry, I never know what day it is, the actual date. My poor wax myrtle here, I gotta get rid of that branch that broke, but I've got lots of material left here on it, so it's not the end of the world, but I'm gonna have a look at that and really think about what happened and why, and You know, it's all I can really do. There's always a level of risk to different things, and the way you prune things, and sometimes nature just does what it wants to do. Okay, guys, sorry that this video is a little disorganized and short. That's just how I am, right? But I need to get my phone and all this stuff inside and dried off now. So I hope you'll have a wonderful weekend and enjoy the rain. If you're in an area where it's raining, I'm certainly going to enjoy doing some artwork things for a little bit in the garage while I can't do as much out here in the garden. So enjoy the rare view of me having my hair down. It doesn't look that great because I'm not very good at dealing with my hair. I like growing it out, but I don't know what to do with it. So you always see it up in a bun. All right, y'all. Y'all have a wonderful Saturday. I'll see you in the next video.